Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 round 6. We are at Portugal tonight for the ice rink roller coaster. I'm joined once again by Moyland.
Evening, everyone. I'm not being ignorant, I'm just trying to set something up on my screen.
I'm just seeing that Mrs. Cole's just left the lobby.
Oh no.
So once I'm able to send an invite, I'll send another invite out.
I was getting the latest standings on because I forgot to update them.
I did that a moment ago. Apparently your mic's messed up. Is it too quiet, Hobo?
How messed up?
Yeah, how messed up?
Like bad or? It should be exactly the same as it was like half an hour ago.
Mrs. Cole's back in. Sounds like poor quality. Oh, that might be a problem with.
Just check my stream if you will, Obo, and just see if it's the same on mine. Because if it is, then it's the mic. If not, then it's our connection.
And then we go silent. So if he is,
Yeah, it dawned on me that. Yeah, okay, I am speaking now. Is this any better or is it the same? Dry race, okay.
Question.
Am I okay? Am I not okay? Is it clear? If it isn't, then I'm slightly concerned because I don't know what's changed.
Yeah, mine. I don't know why on mine I have to keep going into my master audio settings and.
I hope it sounds better on mine. Like, is it in general better? Like, is Rob sounding okay on mine as well? It's not like just us that have got a bad call going on or something. Oh,
game sound too loud.
Anyway, shall I have a run through the standings while you're trying to sort things out?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, I've just noticed that I've cut off the end of that. Hang on, let me shrink it. There we go, right, so GP2 standings after 5 rounds? 6 rounds?
Yep.
Oh. Leading the way is currently TNR Andreas on 95 points, 2 points ahead of Johnny Stokes, who is hot on his heels in second. His Aston Martin teammate, James Owl, is 28 points back from him in third on 65. And you've got Lister in fourth, 1 point ahead of both Evan and Hobo. Sorry, I'm trying to eat M&M's at the same time. Then we've got Frenzy down in P7, Scotty here in 8th, Venom in 9th, Pedro level with Kyle Gill for 10th, and 11th obviously, Ashwin in 12th, Zodak 13th, Woomax 14th, Mrs. Cole and Speedy level on 4th, 15th, 16th, and then yet to score is Lulu, Decky, Night Sniper, and UK Demon. Looking at team standings, leading the way is Aston Martin by a considerable amount, 56 points over McLaren. AlphaTauri in third, a little bit back, followed by Alfa Romeo, Williams in fifth, Alpine level with them, tied fifth, sorry. Ferrari back in P7, Haas in 8th, Mercedes 9th, and Red Bull yet to score in 10th. Now I can go to my live, get some sound.
Yeah, to avoid the problem you had on TT, I say problem. The seeing the wrong screen on stream, so you had the standings up for the start of quali. I actually run my output. I do it as a protector, so I'm looking at my output. So I've got all the add-on logos and that on top of it. It helps me remember to turn stuff off. I've done that many times. I left the standings on the screen for half a quali.
To be fair, like on my main screen, I've got the game just from the PS5, and then on my PC screen, I've just got the editor screen up, so I can see what I'm seeing on the screen up there, but with all my stuff on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even bother having the PS5 on a display. It's partly because of the way my setup is, because I'm on the laptop. I'd have to unplug the lead for the running the TV as a display from the laptop, and then it messes up my other two screens.
You're just gonna have to solo for a second.
No worries.
I've dropped an M&M and I don't know where it's gone. I heard it go tinkle and I don't know where.
So whilst Moylan goes hunting the rogue M&M, Johnny Stokes is currently sitting out in front on an 18.6. Zodak in second on a 19.6. Lister is in third, but on another lap. Doesn't look to be improving this time around.
Fox.
He's not. So currently third on a 19.8. Kyle in fourth on a 19.8 as well. Mrs. Cole in fifth on a 20.7. Scarito in sixth on a 21.6. Pedro seventh on a 22.0. Andreas in eighth on a 22.0 as well. We will be losing one driver at the end of this session, as we have 16 in tonight. Looks like that will be Frenzy. Speedy's retired in the pits without setting a time. But I think unless someone else joins, and I don't think there's anyone else joining.
Found it.
Ah, that's good. Well, no, Evan's still to join the lobby. He did say joining in quali. But hopefully my audio is a bit louder for you now, Kerry, because I'll tweak to my settings. And at least someone's paying attention. Thank you, Hobo. Speedy's on the quali ban after the stewards report last week.
Just because he absolutely ploughed into back of Womax and made no attempt to slow down. Just some terrible driving, really. Personally, I would have given him a race ban, but you know.
In all honesty, I looked when I was doing my thoughts for the stewards. I looked and saw it, and for some reason in my mind, I saw it happening in the sprint, not the feature race. So, did the penalty as a 5-second penalty on sprint race results, and Speedy corrected me and said no,
Yeah,
in the feature race.
Shot himself in foot.
You could have kept it quiet because you DNF'd. It had to upgrade to a quali ban.
Scotty's off. What else did we see go off at that corner on Monday?
Everyone.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. You're not incorrect.
I don't know, I think most of them actually went off in turn 5. 4 and 5 seem to cap a lot of people out. Jack reversed onto track right in front of Scotty as well.
Mm.
So everyone has set a time, so they can all just head back to the pit, save their tyres. Prepare for Q2. I'm glad Hobo clipped your singing earlier.
As soon as I did it, I was like, in a minute I'm going to see it pop up. Sure enough. What did you put your offset to, by the way, Sound?
-1,000.
Minus 1,000. Oh, mine only let me do 100.
When I go on board, it all goes wrong. It's not as far off as it was.
Yeah, it's close there. Hang on. Actually, is it 300? Closer.
Maximum mine will go to his. Oh, it's 950.
I'm using Scott as a test mule.
Yeah, mine's still out of sync slightly, but I can't adjust it anymore. Annoying.
Mine's very close. Yeah. As long as it's close, I can live with it.
Yeah.
It's when it's miles out. Yeah, my rendition of Happy Birthday shall be immortalised forever on the internet. I went looking for my camera when I was doing it. I couldn't remember where I put it. I looked in front of me, I was like, oh, that's where it was when I was iRacing. I was looking for it and it took me like 3 attempts to figure out where it was.
Lister and Hepburn back out again. They've been validated as well. Let's say I'm just trying to get a bit of practice on a different tyre compound. Lister's on the hards. Hepburn is out on the hards as well.
Yeah, it could just be practice.
Now when I go on board with Hepburn, he's showing us having the softs on.
Hepburn's retired in case for me.
Yeah, he's just retired for me as well.
My audio's actually pretty spot on when I look at it when I look at the video in the Streamlabs software. If I look at it on PS5, it's slightly out. I mean, like slightly. But then if I look at it as like the live recording, it's pretty much bang on there, which is nice. You don't notice it so much, especially if you're not riding on board.
Yeah.
It's like, but if you're playing a game where obviously you're in first person or you're controlling it or whatever, then I think you probably notice it more. Like a fighting game. So you punch someone and then it's like punch and then it's like half a second later you get sound effect.
Or something like Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get sniped.
So you get shot and then 5 seconds out.
3 minutes left of the second. Lister still going around. And Scarito out of fuel.
Camo's trying to start a party with me for some reason. I'm otherwise occupied, I'm afraid. I can't talk to people anyway on PS5. Mic's not on.
Yeah, he's just asked if I want to join the party as well. Hobo's saying you could buy the haptic feedback jacket for VR.
I've considered it, I won't lie. I've considered that. I've considered getting a butt kicker. Wind sim, I won't mind. Like, but it's just it's not so much the expense of it; it's fitting it all in one rig as well. Like it's busy anyway, you know, having all this in one thing, and it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna be barely able to move in it, and I won't be able to use it as a workstation. Like at minute, I can get away with using it as like a. It's not really a. I couldn't work in it. Put it that way. I couldn't spend all day in it, but I can do other things apart from just drive it. I think at some point I probably will. Well, I will do another one, but I'd like to do one in a chassis or like a tub. You know, build it into like a proper car tub. Which obviously I know you can't do the customization like you can normally, but it's just cool, isn't it? For want of a better way of putting it.
Yeah, I keep seeing the odd one or two pop up.
There were no GP2 one, weren't they, for sale?
Yeah, that's still for sale. That keeps coming up for sale, and the price goes up and down every time it's listed.
Like, can you please? Somebody please?
But now we are just waiting for these last 5 to retire in the pits. Zodak, Kyle, Scotty, James out, and Mr. Camus. Come on, retire. Save us 20 seconds of nothing happening. No, I've heard the butt kickers work really well if you get them set up right. I've seen people that have got 4 or 5 of them set up on their rig. Scotty saying no. You will retire when I tell you to, Scotty. Oh, results. Get the screenshot. Or at least scroll to the scroll to because I'll look back on the screen to do the results. It's easier than doing it off screenshots.
Johnny with the early pace. Not that it matters. I got a little Hot Wheels 4GT for Christmas as a little token gift. So now it sits on top of my wheelbase. You can get that on iRacing, can't you? That old Le Mans spec GT.
Yes.
Might have to get it and then run this livery that it's got on, just for sake of spending 15 quid.
Yeah.
for no other reason, really.
I actually realised Sunday, sat on top of my Wi-Fi router is a 911 GT3.
Oh, there you go.
My middle daughter bought me for Christmas. Was it this year, last year?
A cherished gift, then.
Yeah, there was one of her friends' dads had a GT3.
Right.
He only lives down the road, and he sold it, or he was selling it, and she messaged me and asked me if I wanted it. So I replied, yes, when can I pick it up? Knowing full well that she was just messing around. But I've just, ever since then, I kept saying to her, you owe me a pork. You asked me if I wanted that one. I said yes. Where's my pork? And yeah, for Christmas, she got me a Model 1.
It's better than nothing. More Porsches than I've got.
He sold the GT3 to buy an R8.
Oh, must be nice.
It is very nice. I've been able to sit in it for about 5 minutes. That's it. He won't let me drive it. To be fair, I don't blame him.
James is going to be the first one to start a lap. I'm guessing this could well be a no ARS run. I'll put his telemetry on just to have a look. Oh no, it is. Nice, Bernie. Let's ride with him. See how he does. I think I'd like a Porsche at some point. And they've never, like, the older I've got, the more interested I've become in them. Like, I never liked them that much growing up. But now I reckon, because they were like, they're a bit, not boring, but they're not very flamboyant, are they?
No, they're not.
They're not like like a villain car or a hero car. They just. But the older I get, the more I can appreciate just how good they are. Someone's gone round. Kyle's gone round on the death hairpin. I can just appreciate how good they are as like a piece of engineering.
I keep seeing their electric ones about. I say keep. There's a couple of them drive around. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't do it for me at all.
Their acceleration does.
Yeah, but there's someone. James was 1907 Jones. Someone who lives not far from me. Well, the reason we know him is like it's on the dog walking route for my parents and like his family dog. So we've like, and they've got a dog, so we've got to know him. But basically, the guy who lives there, Volvo Bus Top and Pedro knocks 1.2 off. He's just bought one brand new at like 130 grand or something stupid. But then they took it to Cornwall, which, bear in mind, I did that run on the way back last year in like 4.5 hours. And I weren't speeding. I didn't speed once, but I didn't stop. And I would like it with torrential rain, and I probably should have been slowing down, but I didn't. I was just like, I want to get home. Cruise control's on, but like I think it took them nearly 11 hours because they had to charge it that many times. They were getting less than 200 miles on a charge. It's just bonkers to me. And they had a great day on back seat. In a 120 odd thousand pound Porsche, brand new, and let's chuck Great Dane in back. Unreal, man. Money.
Johnny improved on his second run to a 19.0. His headburn goes top with an 18.4.
think this is one of them tracks where traction and ABS and such really give you that edge.
Yeah. It's definitely going to help. It's a horrendous track to drive with no traction.
Well, I'm going to say there's a lot of slippery corners. They're all slippery. Andreas goes 17 in.
I watched Guy Martin's when he was doing one about the electric cars, and he tried to get from. He's up. I want to say he was Doncaster.
Up my way, Doncaster. I mean, it is up my way, but I don't classify myself with Doncaster because it's a shit off.
But he tried to get from there to Donna Groats in an electric car and
No
back.
chance.
No, he couldn't do it without stopping to recut. It took him to go from there, Donna Groats and back, 23.5 hours.
From round, so that. Yes, they're not practical for stuff like that. I mean, everyone's always like, oh, get an electric van for work, but an electric van, their advertisers only having range like 150 to 200 miles maybe.
Yeah,
but that's not accounting
for a lot.
Yeah, but that's not accounting for any weight in it.
Yeah, the electric vans are good for a multi-drop courier who's in the same town, but they're no good for anyone in a trade who's got to go any distance and carry any amount of kit, because they're weight limited as well on their capacity. We looked a couple of years ago, we looked at what it had cost and what they could actually carry, and when we worked out the weight of all the kit we carry on a daily basis, it was would be over the limit, over its weight capacity, and
so that's 120 morning. Gonna be going again. Yeah, I mean, when I had OpenReach guy who came to do my fibre install, so on, he came to do that on Wednesday, and he were electric van, and I got talking to him while they were doing it, because like, that fascinates me. Like, it showed me how small the actual like fibre is, and it's like it's like a hair. It's fucking minuscule. But anyway, I was saying, like, obviously, like, are you based local? Because I clocked electric van, I was like, there's no way they can travel any sort of distance. And he literally lives like in the same village, I suppose, that I do. And he was saying, like, you can turn heater on and you can see range just drop. Like, it doesn't do anywhere near what it's badged to do. He said it's not cheap either. Like, it's alright if you're charging it at home, but like, to charge it, like superchargers and supermarket ones and stuff, it's like 20 quid a charge. Which, when you work out the range you're doing, it's not really any cheaper than buying fuel.
No,
if at all.
I'm saying now, with the way electric's going, even charging at home, they're more expensive to run than having a petrol or diesel. One of the site agents has listed us an 18.0 to go second. One of the site agents we've been on lately has got the Jaguar E-Pace. And he was saying on his, effectively the mileage allowance for it, he can claim 6p a mile. Whereas if he had a diesel vehicle, he could get 45, 50p a mile. And he said it's costing, when he ran a diesel, he effectively made a bit of profit on the fueling. Now he's running the electric, it's costing him 13p a mile over what he can claim back. It doesn't add up anymore.
No. burns at the moment.
But the company have gone all electric to get that tick on the environmental standings for, I think it's considerate construction, want all that sort of crap now.
No, it's just fucking stupid. I'm still putting my money on hydrogen or biofuel.
I'll keep going back to Go Martin because I've bought pretty much all the specials he does.
Hobo's looking to improve. Does
he was doing one on last week on where our electric comes from, and he went to the Drax power station that's converted to running on wood chip. And he said that the CO2 that comes out of the chimney there from the burners is more than if they ran on coal, but it's considered environmentally friendly because the carbon in the wood was only locked in up to 40 years ago, as opposed to hundreds of thousands of years ago with coal. It's a green fuel, but it produces more CO2.
It's more renewable, technically, yes, because it doesn't take as long to do, to generate, but it's not clean. I think that's what the thing that people mix up, like, renewable doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. It just means it's easy to reproduce.
Burns had another moment, currently going backwards down the track. I think he was going backwards to get out of the way of Scarito, who was coming through, who's invalidated anyway. Currently, with 2 minutes to go, at risk are Scotty, Mr. Camus, Zodak, and Scarito, all in the knockout zone. Scarito just coming into the pits. I don't think he's going to have time to get in and get back out.
That's Scarito, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scotty
it's going to be. Yeah, I think
is on a lap. How's he doing for fuel? Needs to make this one count.
Albo retires, feeling safe, and I tend to agree. Zodak's out. On track, that is, sorry. I don't know if he's out yet. Scarito retires, that's him done. Camus is going to be out of time, so he's not going to go again. Scott is going to come down. Scott does get himself up there. This is all going to come down to whether Zodak can get in. James is now in a little bit of danger as well, as is Kyle.
James is out on track though. So
it's got all changed round very quickly.
Kyle just coming through turn 4. Up to a hairpin of death.
I'm seeing an improvement from Scott here. Johnny, sorry. Clocked him going yet, 118.2. Puts himself up into third.
He isn't pushing this lap, so I'll stay with Kyle. Kyle's half a second up. That's going to put him on an 18.9, so take him up to about 7th.
It's Mrs. Cole. Yeah, my mic didn't pick that up, did it?
It did pick up a whisper of Mrs. Cole.
Yeah.
200ths down on her time a minute.
Kyle improves, goes P8. Matty now moves down to P9. Mrs. Carl needs to find a little bit here. Doesn't need to be much. She does.
So that puts Matty at risk. James is 6/10 up.
So that's a second up. Apparently.
So Mrs.
Journey's going to give him a tour though. James goes 7th, 18.6. What's that going to do? Can I get himself out of the bottom 5? He can, well up. By looks of things, P4.
Good effort from Zolak there at the end.
Only off second off top.
So we'll be saying goodbye to Mrs. Carl, Matty, Scarito, Mr. Camus, and Speedy with that quali ban. Going into Q3 and the all-important pole position shooter.
Q3 is all Q3. Full qualifying's awfully long, isn't it? When you it's long when you're taking part, but it's really long when you're watching it.
It is very long. The only good thing with it when you're taking part, if you don't make it through, you've got at least 12 minutes to sort yourself out before we go into the race. Yep, I agree. But hydrogen is better than a straight battery electric car.
Apparently,
and the fact
go on, sir.
There's been I know Ford have done it, and I know there's a couple of others who have converted an existing petrol engine to run on hydrogen with not a great amount of work needed. And so it's rather than use hydrogen as the fuel to run the generator to produce electric, it just runs as a combustion engine. I think is more the future than plug-in environmentally unfriendly lithium batteries around. Kyle's round on the uphill hairpin of death.
I was saying, James says that I'm treating him because I'm using a face cam, unlike you.
I could add one. If he really wants.
Everybody's out, apart from Lester, who is out now. I think he may well be giving way most of this out though.
They won't like what they see. There you go. It's massive as well. Let's drink that fucker. Stick that up there as James takes out one of the polystyrene bollards. There you go. To keep you happy, James, I've put my cam on.
James is invalidated already. You've put him off. He's not going to be very popular at this point, James. I know that much.
Thank you for the follow, Jake. Because you've got stuff that's electric.
So he's not lapping it, of course he is. Lap data. There we go.
Andreas will be the first to set a time then.
Oh, what's happened to Lister? Or has he just parked it out of the way?
I think he just parked it out the way of everyone.
17.8. Scott 18.0. Bobo 18.7.
Burton 18.4.
19.4. Lister's just starting. Johnny's coming round to end. Johnny 18.4. So Duck 18.9. Don't think that's as quick as this Q2 time, is it?
No, I don't think it is.
This is invalidated again. So it's gone round. James is also invalidated. So both James and Lister are going to fail to get a lap in on this one, I think. I don't think they're going to have fuel. Lister might have the fuel to go again if he really wanted. Depends whether he wants to come in for a fresh set, I suppose. Pedro's just gone back out.
Let's stay on board with Lister, see if he stays out.
And Clown's just run off as well. And he's going to go again. Just about getting a fuel. Not running a lot of energy though.
You have to turn your energy on fairly early to get the runners invalidated.
Not going to be happy with that first few laps.
Not to be able to camera off.
God, I'm knackered. My eyes are stinking.
It's starting to sting. Yeah, I don't really like the camera being on, James, if I'm honest, but I'll leave it on to keep you happy. Can't hide the fact I'm drinking beer now, though.
I only have mine on because it gives off a nice orange life-like glow to my face. Makes me look tanned.
No, that's fine. I've still got that light on. That light should be turned off. That's why something feels weird. There we go. That now completely makes the cam pointless because you can't really see anything. In fact, I'm going to turn the webcam off. Need to get decent webcam because that's just running off the one on the lap, or was running on the one off the laptop. I've got the PS5 camera.
Can't use it for what else, so can you? I've got one.
You can get a driver for it to run on the PC, but it caused me no end of problems trying to actually set it up.
Pedro P1 17.7. Lobo. He's going to start a lap thing. I think he invalidated his first effort. Here comes James Owl.
Must be starting a lap.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's coming around to finish a lap at the minute. I think the first one will be Andreas. He's shown as being just under a 10th up from what I could see. We'll find out for sure this next split. Yeah, 4 tenths up.
4 tenths up. So he's pushing and means business. So are you looking forward to the next game where we've all moaned this game that there were too many blue dots? Everyone's going to have a black dot next game, apart from maybe Ferrari and Red Bull.
It's just... I just want it to be drivable, to be honest. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Turbo, come around. 18.4 turbo does improve, but doesn't move him up. What is it? Did it? Oh, I don't know where it was before. I didn't see him jump. I think he might have been 7th before.
Yeah, I think he has jumped Hepburn. He was just behind.
Hepburn's
If
on
he
his
was-
way around. He's going to start a lap there.
I'm hoping crossplay will still be in the new game from release, because if it is, I'm half tempted just to buy it on PC.
Yeah. Especially
Only
with
'cause-
Discord integration coming to PS5 as well.
Yeah. And it'll make life easier for streaming as Hepburn goes round on turn 4.
I spent a lot of time facing it wrong way.
Got his invalidated. Invalidated. Johnny Stokes is on an outlap.
Leicester's the next one to cross with a decent lap. Not going to be a pole lap, but it's not bad. 18.4. It's incredibly close.
It is a lot closer than I was
4th
expecting.
down
it
to
be.
9th, less than a 10th. I mean, there's a massive jump up to pole from so 4th down to 9th are really close. Above that, there's a little jump to Scott, and again, it's just like a 3/10 jump.
It's 3/10 each way, isn't it?
Yeah. And the Zodek's a little bit off, but we know Zodek's got a bit more pace. Currently 2/10 up on this lap, apparently.
Obo's had enough. So now 4/10 up, so that puts him on an 18.5.
Could we see another 18.3 or 18.4? I've seen a little bit of a cut there from Andreas. Just trying to gain some time. Zodek does an 18.2, goes P4.
Andreas got enough time to get round. Gonna be close.
It's game over. On pole anyway. Pedro just under half a 10th up at the minute. Keep eyeing him first and then come back to Johnny.
Bit of a moment coming out of the right hander there.
Backed off? Yeah, he's backed off. My sound seems to be further out than ever now. Bizarre. Johnny's down as well.
John is backed off. He's 4 seconds down, so yeah, he's well
It's gonna
off
be
of-
it then. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So as it's going to be.
So Andreas takes the pole, Pedro in second, Connie Stokes in third, Scotty in fourth, Zodak in fifth, James Al in sixth, Kyle in seventh, Hobo in eighth, Lister in ninth, and Hepburn in 10th, and a second between first and 10th. That's a lot closer than I expected, but then fourth down to 10th, there's only 4/10 in it.
Close, very close.
Whilst we wait for the second to end, I will be back in a moment.
So he wants to let us know if it's going to rain in the race. That'd be pretty useful for us to figure out what strategies people are running if I don't get this chance.
And I've made it back just in time. Zodak reporting dry race, he believes.
Dry race.
But who knows, its code is.
Just likes to please itself, doesn't it?
Yes. Weather is on approximate, so it's got the opportunity to swap around.
Hmm.
Andreas going for the hards, Pedro, Johnny and Scotty on the mediums, Zodak and James on the hards, Kyle, Hobo, Lister on the mediums, Hepburn and Mrs. Carl on the hards, Matty on the mediums, Scarito on the hards, Mr. Camus on the softs, Speedy's gone medium, and Frenzy on the hards. I know Monday Speedy was trying to do the 2-stop, medium, medium, soft.
Yeah, it won't surprise me if he did that again. It were only his lack of go-go juice that ruined at the end.
That's the point. What fuels I've got in? Stop weaving. I can't read your fuel.
I would imagine he's going for a almost sensible amount this time.
It doesn't show fuel on the formation, right?
Probably because it doesn't use any.
Yeah. To keep an eye on the front. Pack's fairly close together for once, although a little bit of a gap opening. Trying to get temperature in those tyres. I was going to say surprisingly, but Andreas has got his mediums up to temperature a lot more than Johnny's. Sorry, his hards a lot more than Johnny's got his mediums up to temperature.
Yeah, just did a bit of a burnout. Went straight.
Scotty not able to park. Turn the top data off for now.
This camera's useless.
The lights are out, but
There we go.
I hear him moving before I see him moving.
And Pedro's got him. Yeah, yes. Comfortably. Johnny's going to get him as well.
Zodak slipping down. Is to just about hold on to 8th, but Matty gets the better drive out, so Zodak dropping down to 9th after that 4th qualifying. Mr. Camus.
Frenzies at the moment.
Beatty up into 12th and looking to try and find his way past Zodak as well. Zodak had that covered off. Beatty will be wanting to make his way through the pack as quick as possible though on those mediums, take full advantage of the better traction.
Andreas is already outside the DRS in front too.
Going to be coming under attack from Scotty.
Yeah. Oh, someone's round. Matty, Speedy as well.
Sort of frenzy's gone. Beatty's picked up a bit of front wing damage.
Oh, he'll be happy.
As he makes a move on Mrs. Carl. So back into 12th after his little moment there. Zodak and Hepburn right on the back of Mr. Camus. Andreas starting to close up on Johnny a little now. He's got it down to a second. Pedro pulling to the right to break the toe.
Didn't turn out to be the best decision. He's just allowed Johnny to take racing line.
He's got it back on the inside of 4.
Yeah, it's allowing Andreas to come back at him this as well.
And Pedro had the DRS there as well to help him defend. Johnny with nothing that time around. Pedro a lot healthier on DRS at this early point as well. He's got 20% advantage over Johnny. Scotty's still pushing Andreas along. Oh, as a moment on the traction there, but keeps it together. Hobo sitting nicely in 5th as well.
Camus round. Oh, yeah, that's not going to go down well. That's one of the worst rejoins I think I've ever seen in my life.
Missed the... I just caught the end of it after I'm assuming he'd already clipped Kyle.
Yeah, just ran straight into side of him. That'll be a standing penalty, I think, if that gets reported. 1.4 are all starting to close up again now.
Now starting to form a DRS train there. Hobo needs to push a little, although he's eaten through his ERS, so he might struggle to keep up with this front group.
Yeah, pressure from Leicester soon. Leicester running at 70% on energy.
Seems to drop off the back of the pair of them, or has he always been about 2 seconds back?
I have no idea, to be perfectly honest with you. Leicester's looking for a run now. That one's gone fairly comfortable.
Johnny and Pedro battling it out
Penalty
through
for Leicester
turn
though.
one. It's going to have the inside, but Pedro's got the DRS. Drops to the inside for 5. Sends Johnny round the long way, but Johnny holds it off. This has allowed Scotty and Andreas to close right back into him as well.
Time to get some groups forming now.
Hobo needs to use the DRS he's going to have this time around to try and save a bit of ERS and stick with Lister. James has dropped back to 3.4 seconds back, so not showing any damage. I think it's possibly just the hard tyres that are causing his.
Just not getting on against. This is running wide a lot in turn 1. Hepburn gets past Zodek. Does he get on track? He does. Speed is running in no man's land a little bit. The best battle we've got is probably this front group at the minute. Lister's now closed into DRS range almost. No, he is.
It's nearly broken the DRS to Pedro. Johnny a little bit of breathing space. Pedro's going to come under attack from Andreas with the DRS.
Lister did get it as well, as did Hobo. Pedro penalty. Oh, Lister's round. It's a little bit too much inside curve, I think. Just unsettled it and around it went. He's going to lose a couple more places, Hepburn and Zodek as well. P5 straight down to P9 in one go. More of a time loss though than anything that.
His tyres are very hot as well. He's going to possibly struggle on the traction. Come through the hairpin alright. Hobo is dropping back from this front pack of 4.
Yeah, that little link that he had in listers to go on. I'm keeping an eye on this little battle at back at back as well.
Pedro back within the DRS of Johnny. Close coming through the second detection point. He doesn't get it the second DRS straight. Mister picks up another penalty.
Oh, nice contact. Camus and Kyle. They've all gone round actually, they've all had a moment. Scarito's off as well.
Second lot of contact for Camus and Kyle then. Looks like Scarito nearly drove into the back of Camus there, coming out 5. I wonder if Camus got illegal overtake.
Don't know.
He just didn't seem to go when he came round 5. He just seemed to grind to a halt.
Wonder how long before Andreas decides he wants to get past Pedro. I think he's just holding station a lot better than that.
Trying to play the tyre advantage.
Yeah, Johnny is starting to pull a little bit though.
Pedro's tyres. His fronts are 4% more, but his rears are 11% more than Johnny's in front. They're running different setups. Probably going to hurt Pedro in the long run. He's going to have to come in for tyres earlier than Johnny.
Here comes Andreas. Gonna get that done fairly comfortably, I think. Yep. Francie gets past Mrs. Cole. It's all spread out now. Oh, Camo and Kyle have touched again. Kyle's off again. Oh, maybe some worse to come.
Into the pit comes Carl. He's not showing any damage on my sim up screen.
No, fair enough.
That may well all kick off on Discord then.
Mm-hmm. Camo is going to be getting lapped fairly shortly. Going to be on cold hards as well, so it's going to make him awfully slow in this outlap. Kyle's code's going to come out right into turn 1 as well.
It comes. Oh, that's. Thought for a minute it was going to come out and be in that little gap and keep out the way, but it affected Hybo a little.
Hopefully Camo's going to stay out of the way for this leading group. Kind of.
through, but now he's got. He is out of the way for Andreas.
Oh, Scotty's running to the back of him. Same plate gone.
Hugo very close to Camus there.
Scotty will box. Going to set hard, I would imagine.
Swing change is going to hurt him though with the pit stop. Let's it go in, bringing him out.
Screeto's gone round.
So Hobo's pit read going saying he'd come out in 11th, so he'll get the jump on Sky because of that wing change.
Depends when the ideal stop lap is. I would have thought it'd come round well, probably 15 or 16.
Hobo's running about what was it, 48 on the front, 45 on the rear. So his mediums are going to start dropping off. Andreas picks up the fastest lap, is right on the back of Johnny as well. Can't get it done into one. We'll have the DRS for another go between 4 and 5.
Flag it's Lister again.
Covering into 11th. Speedy now up into 8th place.
Plenty of penalties in play.
Yeah, everyone bar Lister is on. Everyone with a penalty bar Lister is on 3 seconds. Lister on the 6 at the moment. Speedy's still with that bit of front wing damage. Doesn't seem to be hurting him too much at the moment. He's going to be coming under attack from Frenzy.
He's going to be getting that by hit down.
Getting the blue flag. It's to yield. That's it.
He's getting it constantly now, though.
Where that goes through, and now it's going to be Speedy and Frenzy the next to give him the blue flag.
Pretty much doomed to finish 15th at this point.
Andreas right close into the back of Johnny as they come around the final couple of corners. Johnny into the pits on lap 14, so that releases Andreas now to try and take full advantage of Johnny coming out on the cold hards.
It's all going to depend on what sort of traffic Johnny's got. Not many pitting. And Pedro so far. Pedro's had a much better time at pit stop.
Just picked up a penalty.
Meanwhile, Andreas has got the biggest open section of track he could possibly want.
Hobo into the pits. I'm going to jump on board with Scotty and see how close this is. Coming down to the final corner now. Hobo's just leaving his pit box.
It's going to be quite a bit clear. Has to get some penalty.
He's a lot further clear than I thought he was going to be.
We will lose a little bit more time on cold tyres, but it's still going to be a few seconds.
So the top 8 currently still yet to pit. Speedy and List are the only 2 in the top 8s on the mediums. I'm wondering how far Speedy is looking to push these mediums. It's not going to be able to one stop onto the softs from the medium.
You might try it. How much wears he got?
67 on the front, 60 on the rear.
I might try it.
Be praying. He's picked up more wing damage as well. Both front wings are a slightly yellow shade of green. His end plates are still in place as we've got a yellow. That's Mr. Camus round in turn 2.
This couldn't really have worked out any better for Andreas, could it? Both of his main rivals have come out behind traffic. Oh, Pedro's round. Moves out to Hobo. Teams. Hobo and Scott. Ben's in. James is in. He's still out. List is going to get past him down the main straight.
Speedy's going to be under attack from Johnny behind as well.
Ben comes out in P12. Johnny up inside the airpin, that's an unusual passing spot. Didn't get it done. Ooh, Speed's gone deep there. Damaged front wing, not doing him any favours.
Nicely held side by side though through.
Brilliant. Andreas got a huge lead. 24 seconds in P2 minute. Granted he's got a pit, but
he's pretty much got a pit stop in hand now. And will be coming out onto a softer compound than knows he's racing.
You may well just try and go to softs.
Currently 60% aware. Zodak's hard behind are on 50%. So Zodak's looked after his tyres more, but then he is 25 seconds behind Andreas. Frenzy 58% as Andreas is into the pits this lap.
I don't think he's still going to retain P1. Does go mediums. It should be fairly comfortable to the end as well.
Zodak's in. Frenzy stays out. Andreas clear out front. Speedy stays out, his fronts are on 80%. And they're only going to get worse with that wing damage.
Speed it. Half a look. Gets better traction on exit.
Hobo not happy with the back marker.
Did you get a puncture? This is very slow peak corners. I think he's got a left front puncture.
It does look a little.
Yeah.
He's got to have, yeah.
Not showing as a puncture, but I'm pretty sure he's got a left front puncture. It's going to cost him a ton of time, that. It already has. Missed the speed in the pit lane.
Slow down. Looked like he does get it slowed down. Lister going to the softs.
I think Speedy might do the same. Does indeed.
He has 12 laps on the softs round it.
Probably doable, but he's. I think he's too far back to do anything with him. Bar a safety car. Bobo's going to come out in front of him, as is Matty. Bobo pitted again. Oh, he's round again.
That's why I had the comment on the chat of fucking back marker. Yes, and he had a moment with Mr. Camus.
Used to be another penalty. 17 seconds. We're getting close to a DQ. Andreas puts in quickest lap. Nearly 8 seconds clear after pit stops.
And on pressure, faster tyres than Johnny. A safety car now would make it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they might just Speedy without it, just sort of at it now. His points are 17 seconds away.
Yeah, but Lister's running with 17 seconds of penalty. Mind you, Speedy's got Speedy's on 3, so if he can clear Matty, close up on Lister. Close up towards Frenzy.
Hobo again.
As well.
Oh, he's he's not going to be happy.
His tyres are rather warm now.
Had a really strong pair of races last week. It's not happened this week. Speedy's right on the back of Matty. James on the back of GP2. Mrs. Carl still yet to pit. I think she's open for a safety car. Flag.
Only on
Scott's round.
coming under pressure from Frenzy and Zodak now.
We'll leave tyres on for now. Just to see who should be making pace on who. Scott is on the slower of the tyres as well, compared to them around him. Speedy gets past Matty. Can confirm Hobo is in a terrific mood. Thought it would be.
As he woke up, little Hobo, yeah. Oh, Speedy has a big moment coming out of the right hand up.
I'm curious to see when this car comes out actually. Is she still going to be in points? Is she? No. Yeah? Yeah. She comes out in front of... Oh, I don't know. No, sorry. No, she'll be 11th. She come out in front of Speedy. Yeah, still points. What am I talking about?
Again, Lister's penalty and runs very wide into one. Cold tyres catching her off. With Lister's penalty, he's going to jump up into 9th.
Yeah.
Currently with no penalties, so if he can close up to Lister. No, he's not. Sorry, Zodak's right on the back of Scotty now. As Scotty's round again out of that horrible right-hander.
Nice job, especially when you're on the wrong tyre.
Lister up into 8th. Scotty's going to be coming under pressure from Mrs. Carl.
My eyes are rolling. I'm really struggling.
James is still on the back of Pedro.
James is on bad tyres as well. I mean, he's got a nice second penalty advantage over Pedro, to be fair. Oh, we can't speed up.
Speed is pulled 3 seconds over Matty, but that's all going to be lost with the penalties.
Yeah.
Gap between first and second now, 10 seconds.
This is Carl's pushing Scott. These two are battling for on track finish because now they've got a penalty. Shouldn't mediums.
Yeah, if it was on hards to start.
You would have thought she'd have gone softs. Only Brennan won that. Either that or she didn't have any left from collar.
game did what it does, and you swap your tyres on your MFD, and it
yourself.
decides. Scotty with almost double the ERS available to Mrs. Cole. Scotty really looking to be struggling on the tracks and coming out of the corners.
Yeah, he's at a pretty major tyre disadvantage in this battle. Andreas continues to walk away in front. Look very comfortable.
James still not able to find a way past Pedro for third place.
No,
although he will get it with penalties.
Yeah, I don't think he's really pushing to get past him, to be honest. If he does, he's only going to run into his teammate a few seconds up road. Otherwise, there's not really much of a battle to talk of. Mrs. Cole's still hanging with Scott, but she's not looking all that threatening to him.
About even now on ERS, so Scott has had to burn some to defend. James still just holding on to the back of Pedro. Comfortable gap back to fifth. Yeah, everything's just, gaps have opened up massively now.
It's the time tap. The time tap. Fucking hell. Dear me. I'm tired. It's time trial GP for the last 5 laps. Ooh, she's gonna have a lunge. She's had a lunge. That was aggressive.
Back with the inside line.
I'll be impressed if she does that right
holding
outside.
on.
Oh, slide and everything. Scott's off. Oh, held onto it, didn't lose it. Mrs. Cole getting her elbows out. Listed with another penalty. That's it, isn't it? 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
If he hadn't picked that last penalty up, would have been in it.
Speedy on 1:03, Lister on a minute. Yeah, it is that final penalty that's going to cost him unless he can find some pace.
Well, that's his main battle gone anyway, so keep an eye on James and Pedro now. I can't explain to you how much longer this seems than doing 2 hours with headset on, like we did last weekend. You know, like doing a double stint, and that felt pretty long in places, but nothing compared to trying to think of things to talk about for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, we were doing that last weekend. It was, when you were in the car, it was concentrating on keeping the line right.
It seemed to go quicker the longer we got into the race. Like the last 4 or 5 hours for me, like when I got back, or however long the way, like, imagine probably more, weren't they? Yeah, like 5 hours probably, but it just didn't. That went like lightning, especially my stints.
Same's getting a little bit of.
Oh, is that Lister? It is.
It is around.
That's going to turn the tide on his points. Or lack of now.
That's going to put Speedy into the points now. Speed is soft on 60% at the front, 57 on the rear. Lister, I've got no idea. So Mrs. Cole's managed to pull 3.5 seconds on Scotty now she's got past.
Someone's off. Matty's out. Crash bang wallop. It might be too late for a safety car. Oh, Lister's round again. And tyres is had enough.
Well done to Lister there, managing to get it in reverse and get it off the track before Speedy came round. And that's he's spun it again. His rears are absolutely cooked now.
I think Hepburn. Oh, Hepburn's round. I've cursed him. Hepburn's going to run out of fuel in the last lap.
This is.
He crashed it?
I think he's crashed it into the pit. It's on the pit entry.
I'm going to keep an eye on Hepburn. If he runs out of fuel, he is in danger of losing a place or two. There's a 0.3 or a lot short.
Frenzy's
He's got a touch more, hasn't he?
James is massively safe on fuel. Williams got death. Pedro's alright. Johnny Stokes is touching the limit. He's 0.2 up. Andreas is 0.5 up. Zodak's borderline. Mrs. Cole's fine.
Oh, Hepburn's off again.
Fine.
Just gone off of that airpin thing that Scott's been doing.
Speedy's got plenty of fuel.
Yeah, everyone just needs to calm it down a little bit. He could be in danger ending up 9th here. We've already got 3 seconds of penalties and he's probably going to run out of fuel at the end of this last lap.
Needs to do a fair bit of lift and coast.
I think Johnny's doing some lift and coast. Pedro's closing in there. Obviously penalties have sort of figured that battle out already, but who's that? Is that Scott? Oh, it's Speedy. Speedy's gone round that last turn.
Speedy might have a punt, so he's 80 at the front, 77
Andreas
at the rear.
has won.
Speedy's retired in the pits. Should have go in.
Hepburn. Hepburn is officially out of fuel. I think I'll leave that to Mrs. Carley out once at line. Yeah.
Closing and don't get it.
I think they've just hold on from Scott. And penalties. Yeah, he's lucky he didn't have two. He would have lost it if he had two penalties. Hobo
We'll take the final point.
GP2, which I don't suppose he'll be very happy with, but you know, point to point. How? I were expecting a DNF before line there. Because it was. Well, not the most exciting race I've ever watched.
No, it had its moments, but
It's just not, I don't know. It's not an easy track to battle around. It's so easy to bin it.
the grip there is just,
Non-existent.
yeah.
And
Glad it's done and dusted.
definitely.
And we are off to Mexico next week.
Andres takes a dominant win in the end. 19.5 seconds after penalties. You know what, James were quite close to Johnny, even, sorry. After penalty. About 2 seconds back. So Johnny and James, double Aston Martin podium, they'll be happy with that. Pedro, Frenzy, Zodak, Mrs. Carl, Hepburn, Scotty. Hobo rounds out the points. Scorito,
Not happy.
no, DNF is Speedy Lister, Matty, and Kyle Gill.
Carl not happy on the Discord either. So I'm expecting stewards to have a bit of work this week.
Well, I'm gonna end my stream anyway. So, thank you everyone for watching, even though I know most people have been watching Rob's. Thanks anyway. I will be back with, I might be back with Hope on Monday, maybe not. If not, I'll be back next Friday. Bye bye.